Hey, happy Wednesday. Give me a second here. It's going to take a minute for Facebook to do what it has to do. While it's doing that, I am going to make sure that I am A-OK. I've got my laptop over here, you guys. So I'm going to make sure that I'm A-OK. And I thought that this topic is really needed, especially around this time of the year. It's usually back to school. We only have 4 months left out of the year, and feeling burnt out is very, very common when running a daycare business. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about how to deal with that if you're feeling burnt out. I'm going to, share with you my own personal stories that I've had about feeling burnt out. And even now as doing what I do now, it's very easy for us as entrepreneurs to feel burnt out, okay? And especially when you're running a daycare business, there's a lot of long hours that's involved. There's a lot of moving parts and pieces, and so we're going to chat a little bit today about that. So for those of you that are joining and you are new to me, first of all, I would love to be able to say welcome to Childcare Success Tools. Let me officially introduce myself, or properly introduce myself to you. My name is Ashley Benz. I am a childcare business strategizer and mindset mentor. I am the founder and creator of childcaresuccesstools.com, which is the #1 online platform for childcare business automation. And what qualifies me to do this is that I actually owned, operated, ran, and directed a childcare business for 10 years, you guys. It was 10 long years, but I did do that. What makes my journey a little bit different is that I actually kind of stumbled upon what I teach now to thousands of childcare owners across the world is childcare business automation. And so who I help is I help those that are trying to get started. So if you are trying to get your daycare business up and running and you're going through that whole process, I help you with that. And then if you are obviously already in business, you're established, or whatever the case is there, your doors are open, then I help you learn how to inject childcare business automation into your daycare business. And so basically what I do is for people that start, we go through that process, and then once they start, we inject the childcare business automation. I'll be kind of giving a little bit more information about that at the end of today's video for you guys that are like, what are you talking about? Childcare business automation? What is all this stuff? So I will make sure to give you some information at the end of the video. There's a download that I'll give, link that I'll give to you. You can look at all that information. But I am I'm always happy to be here. One of the things, and as you're coming in, please say hello to me and let me know where you're coming in from, you guys. Okay, first of all, one thing I'm going to have to do is I have my Voxer on right now, and I technically need to turn that off because it's beeping inside of this thing. So hopefully, I'm not even for sure if I can do that while I'm on a live video. So, unfortunately, I'm sorry if you guys hear like a little beeping thing. I don't know if you can hear it on your end, but if you hear this little beeping thing, that is my team, okay? We use Voxer, and so they're busy right now. They're working. And so anyway, okay. First of all, let me go over, and before we get started, as you're coming in, please say hello. Let me know where you're coming in from. Let me know that you can hear and see me okay. Before we jump into this, because this is going to be a topic that I think that's going to help childcare owners, for the next few months to come, I want to make sure that we can hear and see me okay. I think I'm okay on the visual because I can see up here on my laptop that we're okay on that end. Let me double check sound really quick. As you're coming in, please say hello. Okay. Let me know. There we go. We've got sound, and then I'm going to go ahead and share this out to my group to let them know that we are here, and we're going to jump right into this topic. I've done this like many times before, so I think that I can do this and be able to do this and talk at the same time. You guys will try, okay? Hi, Kiera. How are you? From Dothan, Alabama. Love it. Love it. We were just through Alabama. Did we go through Alabama? I can't remember. I feel like that we did, or maybe we didn't. I don't know. Anyway, I will tell you that my in-laws, my brother-in-law lives in Huntsville, so I don't know how far you are from Huntsville, but we usually try to go down there once a year. Love, Alabama. Welcome. I'm so glad that you are joining here. Let me do this, you guys. You guys are going to, hang on, join us here. We are talking about being burnt out. Okay, hang on. Okay, good thing for Grammarly and spell check because it did not come out right. Okay, saying I'm spelling it wrong. So we're going to leave it at that. I'm going to go ahead and share this out. Hi, Tanisha, how are you? Tanisha from Indy in the house. You are, what, I think we're neighbors, aren't we? State neighbors. So, okay, you said you need me. I'm a beginner. Well, Tanisha, I'm going to be talking to you about some things today. So just sit tight, listen up. For those of you that already know me, you kind of know and all that good stuff. Y'all, I'm sorry. I know that in the beginning of these videos, it takes me a second to actually get started. But it's just because of how Facebook has this thing. First of all, we got to make sure everybody, gets notified and got to give people their chance to come in. Then I got to share it out. So you would think that Facebook would have it where when you go live, that it would automatically kind of share it out to your groups and all that stuff that's linked. But anyway, anywho, I think we're good here. Let me go ahead and do that post and make sure that I am sharing it out, posting as, sharing to a group, and then I gotta write the group name in here. Okay, childcare project. Okay, so I'm looking at, oh, so Tanisha, you are doing your second orientation. All right, what kind of orientation are you doing? Is it to get licensed? I know all states are different. So you're trying to get licensed? Are you doing it in your home or are you doing a center? Okay. And I'll come back to you, Tanisha. I'm going to go ahead. I got this posted. I'll come back to you. So, all right. So, let's have this conversation, you guys, because it is so needed. Okay. Oh, okay. Tanisha says with the state. Okay. Awesome. Well, you're getting licensed. Okay. Are you in your home or doing a center base? Center. Okay. Well, congratulations on that, Tanisha. Yeah, it's a process. It's a process. And I think that just even what I'm going to talk about today is really going to help you, I think, towards the end of it. So just sit tight. And, I think, like I said, it's going to be able to kind of give you something that you'll be able to actually take back with you. Okay, Tanisha. So, how to deal with burnt out running a daycare business is what we're going to talk about. Now, before I do that, please like and share. I invite you to do that, you guys. Let me tell you why. So let me tell you why as, first of all, for those of you that are watching from YouTube, you are watching the replay or the recording version of this. So the reason why that you guys need to like and share and thumbs up if you're on YouTube and subscribe and comment down below is because what that does, it helps the algorithm, okay? It helps Facebook's algorithm. It helps YouTube's algorithm. And what that does is I just want you to remember that whenever you like and you comment below, even just putting down where you're from and where you're calling in, or not calling in from, where you're from, what that does is that think of the person that's in your same situation right now. Well, when you do that, it helps them to see this stuff, okay? So that is why whenever we get on here and we're like and share and love and all that, because we're trying to make sure that other people that are in your same position, running a daycare business, burnt out, getting started like Tanisha here, that they see this stuff, because the more that you get of that, the more that the algorithm will do. Okay, so that's just a little bit on that. So if you are following or watching on YouTube, be sure that you hit the thumbs up button and be sure that you subscribe. And when you subscribe, hit that bell so that you get notified of these valuable videos that I do, you guys. You guys know that when I get on here, it's real stuff, okay? This is real daycare business, life, journey, everything, okay? And I'm sharing all this stuff from what I have dealt with and what I've learned. So before I actually do that, I do have one announcement that I need to make. And I need for you guys that are out there that are prayer warriors, I need for you to pray. My team last week, we took a big hit. Last week was very, very emotional for myself, for my team. That's why I didn't do a go live video. I was planning on doing a go live video last Wednesday. You guys know that that's normally when I do my videos. And, it was just so emotional. So for anybody that's been following me on social media, you know that the little one started school. That was just all from God, you guys. It was all from Him. Wasn't supposed to be happening this year. Was currently in a daycare facility. Great people, but the curriculum wasn't what I was looking for her. I was looking for more of a Christian base, and so I put her on the waiting list at the beginning of the school year, which was like 3 weeks ago, and then I was kind of basically told that they probably wouldn't have an opening until next year. Lo and behold, 2 weeks later, I get a phone call. So we had to do all this like switching around in one day. It was a lot going on. And then on Thursday of last week, our tech VA, so our tech VA is Ann. She handles all the tech things that's kind of behind the scenes of CST. She found out she had colon cancer, you guys. So if you guys can just please put her on your prayer list and just pray for her and our team. It's been a lot going on. And if you can just pray for her, please. So I really appreciate that, you guys. But it was a rough week last week, really rough week. But, and I kind of felt like that this topic here, how to deal with the burnt out, kind of goes along with all that, just because last week for me was very emotional. Just a lot of stuff going on. And also, you guys, we only have about 4 months left of this year. And I know usually at the end of the race, so to speak, it's kind of when you start to feel like when you're kind of getting to that finish line. For me, when I ran my daycare business, and even now, my finish line is December. That's always my finish line for the year. Obviously, we're never done, right? But my finish line was always December, and I wanted to make sure that my year was, that this year was always better than the one before, right? So we only have 4 months left, you guys. That's just it. And usually when you get close to the finish line, it's kind of when you start to feel tired, okay? If you think about that runner and, when they're running, that is when it gets really, really tough. You can see the lawn, but that's when it gets tough, right? Okay, somebody said that I had some issues here. So, yeah, if I do have any issues, please let me know. And I'll come back and look at comments. But I thank you so much, Kiara, for that. Because I know the last time I was here on Facebook as well, the weather was really bad. And then there was just all kinds of issues. So, okay. So the first thing I want to talk about is signs of burnt out. Now, we've heard this stuff before. Now, you all know that. But, it was just appropriate to kind of even start talking about the signs of burnt out. So, obviously, hi, Jamila. Hi, Jamila. How are you? Where are you coming from? Yeah, when you guys come in, let me know where you're coming from. I love to be able to see like where my people are at. Where are y'all at? Okay. Signs of burnt out. Tiredness. Okay. Lack of self-care. This is a big one because when I ran my daycare business, and even now as a business owner, I'm still a business owner. I still feel like I'm still running a daycare business in some way. I'm just doing it more indirectly than directly because I'm helping you guys, with your programs. New Orleans, love it. But lack of self-care, not taking care of yourself. And when I say this, and ladies, I'm usually, my audience is mainly filled of us as women. I do have some men, but even for you men too, if you're watching, I'm saying lack of self-care. I'm talking about, not having time to even maybe wash your hair, or, just those self-care things, right? Just the things that we need to be doing. And just making sure that we are relaxing, watching our favorite TV shows, and just whatever it is that makes you feel like you are caring for yourself. Lack of self-care is a sign of burnt out, definitely. Moodiness. Ooh, this is a big one for me. Moodiness. I get moody. I get cranky. And mainly around the house. I don't like do that to my team and things like that. But if if I am really close to you, yeah, and I'm burnt out, you're gonna catch up on my moodiness. I wear my heart on my sleeve. So if there's an issue, you will know about it. But moodiness is a big one. And I think for us as women especially, just feeling cranky, moodiness, just attitude, right? Just attitude for no reason. And I think the really, really big one for signs of burnt out is lack of motivation. Simply not motivated. What used to excite you does not excite you anymore. It literally is, you are just going through the motions. It's just another day, right? It's just not exciting. You're just there, right? So I think that we all kind of know those signs of burnt out. And I think that what I want you to do is I want you to come back to this video, okay? This will eventually go up on my YouTube channel. But whenever you are feeling burnt out, just rewatch this thing over and over again, okay? Because it's going to help you, it's just going to help you be able to kind of help you navigate through what's happening. Because sometimes, you guys, it's funny because, we like kids sometimes can't verbalize how they feel, but sometimes we as adults can't verbalize how we feel either, right? And so we have to be able to understand when you are feeling burnt out, what is the problem? Why is, what's the issue, right? What's the problem? And you got to be able to kind of go underneath that, okay? Underneath what the issue is so you can fix it. So when you are feeling burnt out, how do you deal with that? How do you deal with the burnt out running your daycare business? How do you deal with the fact that you really could care less about when this child is holding up their picture to you and they want you to see what they've done and you could really care less about that? Or how do you deal when, you get a new family that comes in or a new enrollment and you can really care less about it, right? How do you deal with, just going in, opening up your doors, doing circle time with the kids, and you just don't feel like fooling with that today? How do you deal with all that? Because this is real stuff, you guys, okay? We are human beings. And I think that what has been happening in this childcare business industry over the years is this, I'm a provider, yay, come on, kids. No, like, I'm a human being, and sometimes I don't feel like being bubbly. Sometimes I don't feel like doing circle time. I don't feel like reading that book. I don't feel like singing that song to those kids, right? This is just real life. So how do you deal with that? Well, the very first thing that you're going to have to do, and I was working with a client one time, and they were in the same position. And this is what I told her. I said, you know what you're going to have to do? You're going to have to stop. And this is the hardest thing to do. The hardest thing to do is to actually stop. Literally just stop. And I call it my stop sign moment. So when I ran Ashley Angel's Childcare, which was the name of my program, I would let my staff know, look, it's stop. It is stop sign time. That's it. I am stopping right now. I'm not coming in. I'm going to be home and I'm going to be in the bed because this is where I need to be. My body needs rest. My mind needs rest. And I need to get myself together because you don't want me to come in here in this shape, right? We're not in a good mental space, just nothing. And just really what it is that you're just tired. So if you're feeling burnt out, you're tired. That's all that it is. It's a lack of sleep, probably, a lack of energy. You're simply just tired. Okay. But you're going to have to stop. And that's the hardest thing to do. It's just stopping. And when I mean by stop, I mean stop. I mean, you're not coming in. You're not coming in. So literally, if I was, coaching you right now, we're working together and you're feeling burnt out right now, this is what I'm going to tell you straight up. Okay? You're not going in tomorrow. It's not going to happen. The kids that you have, if you're a family childcare home, somebody else is going to be doing that. Okay? Somebody else is going to be doing, or we're going to just close down. You're going to close down tomorrow. That's literally what I would tell you. Okay? Jamila says, this is really good. This video will help many notice the signs of burnt out before it hinders their business or relationship with kids. Thank you. You're so right. Because that's the thing about it. We have to catch this stuff before it happens. And this is about self-awareness, you guys. Okay? This is literally you have to be aware of yourself, and you have to know yourself enough to say, wait a minute, I can feel myself going down that path. So before I get there, let me back up some. Let me take a break. Let me not go in tomorrow. Whatever the case is there, okay? But you got to get away from it all, okay? You're going to have to get away from everything. Now, whatever that means to you, if that means let me tell you guys this. Now, for me personally, okay, running my business, what I do now, daycare business, any business that I've ever ran, when, I say that it's time for me to get away, I get away. And I'm talking about out of state, somewhere out of my town. I'm not here. Because I know that if I stay, I'm going to be working. Especially with my daycare business. I'm either going to be going over there. And this is, this obviously depends on what level of burnt out that you're in. Now, some people can just say, I'm going to take a day off, and they're fine with that. But let me just say this, you will have to get away from it all. That means you're not answering your phone. You don't know anything about it. Anything that's going on there, you don't know any clue about it. You're out. Okay? You're out, right? You are off the grid. Off the grid. Nobody can find you unless it's an emergency. And then once you get away from it all, now you can take care of you, right? Because the thing that we have to do when we're burnt out, and even getting away from it all, let me go back, because the reason why I say get away from it all is because you have to mentally get away. And that's kind of where the issues are. It's all up here. Mentally, you're drained. And so this is basically trickling down into every area of your daycare business, okay? Tracy, hi Tracy, hi LN. Tracy says, I always feel like I'm running out of gas at the end of the year. I always take a vacation at that time. That's perfect time to take a vacation, and the rates are so much lower. Usually around this kind of like right after the summer season and kind of the fall, you'll get better rates there. So it's even financially, that way. Love that, Tracy. What is causing the burnt out? Let's talk about actually what could be causing the burnt out. Well, I'm just going to be honest with y'all. Lack of money. The Bible says that the love of money is the root of all evil. And we've heard that saying before. Some people say the love of money, but it's not. Or some people say that money is the root of all evil, but it's not the love of it. Which means that it is okay to have the money, and when there is lack of money, you can be burnt out. You can be burnt out. Another scripture I really love is it talks about the fact that money answereth all. I think it's somewhere in Proverbs. Money answereth all. We know that. We understand that. What does money do for you? Well, if you are burnt out, you can go and take that vacation or whatever anytime you want to. You have enough money to hire in that help to come in and relieve you if you're burnt out. If you're a family childcare home, you don't have to close it down. You can get that sub to come in and say, look, please, today, just for today, if you can just take these kids and let me go up to my room or go up to somebody else's house, whatever the case is there, and just relax myself, right? So I know for me personally, when I ran my daycare business, the lack of money burnt me out. And the reason why is because not only do I have the lack of money, but I'm also working too much, right? And why am I working too much? Well, I'm working thinking that if I work, then the money will come in. So do you see what I'm saying? It's like, it's really just it's a vicious cycle there. Then you're dealing with staff and families. You're dealing with other people. People can be draining. That's just what it is. And it's not to say that we don't love people. We don't love taking care of others. But anytime you have relationships with somebody else and you are pouring, you're pouring from out of yourself, that's going to be draining. That's why, because even when I do these videos, you guys, when I get done doing these go live videos, because I pour so much into it, I am tired after this. Like usually I always try to do this, either at the end of my day or, after, or like right before my lunch break, because I'm pouring, right? And I'm tired. And so anytime you have any kind of relationships where you are pouring from you, that's going to be draining. And so you have to re-energize yourself from those things that happen. So even your staff and the families and the parents and all that stuff, could be causing the burnt out. Maybe you got the wrong kind of parents in there, right? Maybe you got the wrong kind of staff, right? Okay. Tracy says, love that this is a Christian. Yes, ma'am, honey. Yes, because God is he's got all the answers, you guys. I'm just saying that. He has all the answers that we need. And so that's where I get a lot of my stuff from. It's from him. So it all comes from him. There's no way that this brain could come up with a lot of this stuff that I do here for Childcare Success Tools. So, all right. So how do we avoid the burnt out? How do we, like as Tracy said earlier, how do we prevent that from happening and stop it? Well, the first thing is that you have to figure out what the cycle is, because if you're in a burnt out state, you are in a cycle. Okay, it's a cycle, so you gotta really kind of figure out. I'm sorry, you guys, if y'all hear that, that is my team going. I said that earlier. If you guys hear that little beeping that's going on, it's my team. We use Voxer, and they're working right now, and I should have cut this thing off before I got started, but I didn't. So anyway, I apologize about that if you're hearing that. But we got to figure out what the cycle is, because it is a cycle that you're in. Okay, there is something that is keeping you going this way, right? Hi, Sheila. How are you? So glad to see you. I haven't seen you in a while. But there's something that's keeping you going, and it's a cycle. And then once you figure out what that cycle is, then we got to figure out, how do we get out of that? How do I, one of the cycles that I got in all the time was staffing issues. I could not find the right staff, or people calling out. I mean, it was a cycle. It just kept going and going and going. And so every time I was thinking I was kind of getting out of it, well, here it comes back again. So that would be an example of a cycle. Some of the cycle is you. You could be just doing too much. Plain doing too much. I'm going to give you guys a story that happened last week, which made last week really emotional on top of everything else that was going on. I was doing too much. And when you guys ever hear me say that you need a team that backs you up every day, one of the things about a strong team is that, the person that's your assistant or your right-hand person, they're gonna tell you when you're not staying in your lane. And I am so grateful to have an amazing team, and my project manager, Carol, which you guys see a lot of. She handles my customer support. She's also my project manager, and she's like my right hand. But she was like, Ashley, you're doing too much, and you need to stay up in your lane. And she was like, I was so afraid to come and tell you that. But she said, I just need to, that's my job. And I was so appreciative of that. And so, that helped me to figure out how to get out of that. Okay. We're working on some things to regroup, because it's just not working this way. And so, cause I can just go, you guys, like I love what I do. And sometimes I can just go and go and go and go and go. And so I have to have some people that say, hey, Ashley, hey, hello, stop, right? And then once you get out of the cycle and you find out, what the cycle is, how to get out of it, then you have to make sure that you don't go back into it, right? Because it can be a repetitive thing. It's just like, prime example, you guys, I am trying to drink more water. I do not like water. I don't like the taste of it. I always got to have something extra in it. I got to have something else to it. And, I go on these repetitive things. I'm like, okay, I'm going to drink water. I'm going to get my ounces in that I need for the day and all that. And I might do that for 3 days. And then all of a sudden I'm back, drinking the juices and the sodas and all that kind of stuff. So, the one thing about getting out of burnt out, finding out why you're being burnt, what's causing the burnt out, getting out of it, and then making sure you don't go back into it. Okay, because it can be repetitive, which then makes it, that's why it's a cycle. And whenever something is repetitive like that, when you're running a daycare business and you're trying to manage everything and you keep kind of going back in, just constantly, then that becomes a vicious cycle. Okay, then that's when it gets vicious, because then it's controlling you, right? So let me just go over some things I do to avoid burnt out. And I think the one of the main things for me is that my husband taught me this, so I have to give credit where credit is due. But he taught me about just being aware of yourself, Ashley. Being aware of yourself. You know why you're moody and cranky or whatever. It's probably because you haven't had enough sleep, or you've got too much going on, or whatever. So self-awareness is a really key part in avoiding burnt out. But there's two things that I do to ensure that I avoid it. Number one is I have an assistant. That's just it. I have somebody that, as I just stated, Carol, who is my right hand. Okay. And what she does is that she notices when I am getting ready to go down that path where I'm going to overwork myself, and with me, you guys, as an entrepreneur, we're visionaries. So I have a lot of big dreams and all that kind of stuff, right? And so my team's job is to carry out those visions, but there's some times that, it's just not realistic right now, Ashley. It's not realistic, okay? One of the things we're trying to work on is we're trying to have baby number 2. So right now, I need to be making sure that, my body stays relaxed and all that stuff. I got to do that. The first time around, I didn't. You guys that know my story know about all that. So having somebody that can call you out when you need to be called out is one way of how I avoid burnt out. I have an assistant. Okay. They know my business, and it's not just, it's different than just having like a girlfriend to talk to or whatever. But this person she's inside of my business. So she knows everything in and out. She understands what I am doing, right? Not everybody gets what you're doing. Not everybody understands your business and your vision. Okay. But if you can have that person that's like they are your do or die, right? They're going to be there. It really helps to make sure that because they're going to call you out when you need to be called out. Okay. Hello, Alicia. I'm so glad this is helping you guys. I thought about that and I said, you know what? We need this conversation. I knew that this was needed. So, I didn't even have this planned today. I actually planned this out right before I jumped on here. And usually I'll plan things out like in advance, but I don't know. This was on my heart. So I'm glad this is helping you guys. The second thing I do to avoid burnt out. Okay. This is good. You guys are going to be like, okay, this is going to sound a little weird. Okay. But I have a coach. I have a coach, you guys. And now I am biased to coaches because, obviously I'm one. I don't really look at myself as a coach. I look at myself as a childcare business I'm a strategizer and a mindset mentor. But, if you want to kind of bundle that all up, it's a coach, okay? But I have a coach, you guys. I got to have somebody that can be seeing things from the outside in because I'm in it. So it's hard for me to see things, right? So not only do I have my assistant who sees things, okay, and she acts as my coach as well, but I also have a business coach. And every business owner needs a business coach, okay? So I do want to touch upon this because I think that this is something that is becoming very, very new. But then again, it's like really getting flooded, if y'all know what I'm saying. Like there's just a lot of stuff out there, right? A lot of people that say they can help you, which I think is really nice. I think it's great that we have this because I know I didn't have anything like this when I got started. There was no such thing as a coach and all that good stuff. And I actually worked with a coach one time. I work with several coaches, but, when I actually run my daycare business, I work with a coach and it just was not a good fit. So here is why every business owner needs a coach and why this can help you avoid that burnt out. First of all, guys, listen, every top performer has a coach, right? Think about, okay, I'm going to give you, I love Mariah Carey. I'm a Mariah Carey fan. I've always liked her music, and even when I was growing up, anyway. So anyway, you think about singers and celebrities, and especially singing. They have what they call a vocal coach, right? They have somebody that helps them to train their vocals, because every top performer, they have people behind them that's helping them perform. And we as entrepreneurs, we are performers, right? We have to get up and we have to deliver. You say that you run a quality childcare program, you provide great curriculum for kids, you have great customer service, all this other stuff. You have to deliver up on that, right? Somebody signs up with your program and they pay you money weekly, and you say that you're going to do X, Y, and Z. It's a transaction. Then the reason why they signed up with you is because you said you're going to do X, Y, and Z. You got to deliver on that. We are performers. So every top performer has a coach, okay? There's a vocal coach, right, for singers. There is, hi, Nikisha. How are you? Congratulations. Been seeing y'all's pictures. I'm so happy for you guys. Then you have, the athletes, okay? We all know that. The athletes have coaches. Even in school, right? The football team, there's the coaches that are there, okay? And so why do you need a coach? Well, a coach is going to bring out the best in you, okay? And when you are burnt out and you're moody and you're cranky and, you're not motivated, they're going to bring out the best. They're going to bring out the motivation back into you, right? They are going to show you different ways of doing things. They're going to help you strategize. How can we get you out of this burnt out? How can we get you out of burnt out? How can we help you deal with this, okay? So, a coach will bring out the best in you, and they will also call you. If you have a good coach, they're going to call you out. They're going to call you out when you're not performing your best. And they're going to let you know when you can do better. And how, not only what, but how you're going to do that, okay? So for me, if I'm honest with you guys, before I've worked with several coaches, and before I actually worked with coaches, I was just kind of like, why do I need a coach? Like, why do I need somebody telling me how to run my business? Because I know how to do, like, that's my attitude usually, you guys. I'm very controlling. Which is why I'm a business owner. I cannot work for somebody else. My first encounter with a coach was, it changed everything for my business, y'all. Like, hands down. So a lot of the stuff you guys see behind with what's going on with CST and as it grows and things like that, that's all because I have a coach. Because, when you're in it, once again, it's really hard to be able to see the things that you need to be doing. And so I know one question I get asked is, when do you hire a coach? Like, when do you do that? And I always just say, you know what? When you feel stuck, if you're burnt out and you don't know how to get out of that, it's time for you to get somebody to help you, okay? And I look at it like a coach. It's like having that, it's like we have, for my daughter, she's got a pediatrician. We have a family doctor. So having a coach it's like having a doctor for your business, right? They're the ones that you go to when something's not working. They're the ones that you go to when you're not performing your best, when you want to be better at what you're doing, when you're burnt out, when you don't have a good work-life balance, when you just feel like you're in a vicious cycle, when you're not motivated, when that little child showed you that coloring page that they are so proud of and you could really care less about it, okay? That's when you hire a coach, you guys, okay? So let me tell you guys this, and then we're going to end off. Here's one mistake that I've made about when I've gotten somebody in to help me, is that one coach I had was just lifestyle wasn't what I was looking for, okay? And I'm talking about they are hustling, right? So one thing to look for when you are looking for somebody to work with you, look at their lifestyle. Make sure it aligns with what you like, where you're trying to go, right? So the way that I always look at it is that I will never work again with a coach who hustles. I'm not trying to hustle. I will never work again with a coach who is constantly working and they don't have a life of their own, because guess what? That's what they're going to teach me to do. And I don't want that. That's not me. I'm not flashy. So I don't work with coaches that are flashy. I'm not going to work with a coach that's out here flashing all their money and bling bling. That's not me. So, because you know what? We've heard this, but we are who the people, birds of the feather flock together, okay? We've heard that saying. And so it's kind of like, I'm not going to flock with the bird that is opposite of me. That's opposite of the things I want. I value family. I value time. I value self-care. I have non-negotiables. I'm not working all week long. That's not going to happen. So find a coach that aligns with your values, that aligns with your visions. Watch what they do. Y'all got, and I have to say this, because let me just say this up front. If it was me, I would want somebody to come and tell me these things. Okay. Please be care of the bright, shiny objects. Okay. You want substance with a coach. You want a coach that's going to be telling you, when that's going to call you out. It's going to say, you know what? You're burnt out. Or, you know what? The way that you're handling your finances is not going to get you where you want to go at. Right? That's what you want. But most importantly, you want somebody that's just going to align with who you are and where you're trying to go. Okay? So, and that's just what I've learned, okay, over just doing that. I've had, I think I've worked with maybe 5 coaches, I think, maybe 5. But yeah. So going back to the burnt out and how this all connects together is, once again, even the top performers that have their coaches, their football coach, he's not going to let him go up out on that field if he's injured, right? He's not going to let him do that. Okay? So that's why you need a coach. It's because if you want to perform at your best and you want to be the best daycare owner in town, you're going to have somebody that's going to be able to help you and call you out. And, one thing too is that they have your best interest at heart. Like, they are looking out for you, right? One thing that I am huge on is relationships. And I am big on people that's coming to my camp, so to speak. Because, everybody's, as a business owner, you have a camp. Celebrities call them their camps. And, I understand where they're coming from with that. They are careful about who they allow in, because whoever's in there, they're going to affect your business. And we are as strong as our weakest link. And sometimes we got to make sure that we are not the weakest link, right? And so the one thing that I'm big on is relationships with other people. So for me, if you're in my camp, I have to know that you have my best interest at heart. And it's not because I'm selfish, because I'm not. It's because I have your best interest at heart. If you're a part of my team, I'm going to make sure that you're taken care of, right? I'm going to make sure that you have what you need. If you're my coach, I'm going to make sure that you're taken care of. Okay? And so for me, because of that, I have to have somebody that's got my best interest at heart. Like, they really care about me and they care about my success, and they're not just there to get money, because that's not what it's about, And the way that I look at it is that we always say this in our team meetings and things like that, but we are affecting children. Like, indirectly, what I do affects a child in a program. And as a mom, I have a 3-year-old who is in a daycare program, right? And so, for me, it's a big connection for me. It's a really big connection for me. So, I think that just overall, if you're dealing with the burnt out, just really take this stuff to heart, you guys. I've been running a business for, I've been an entrepreneur and a business owner for 12, 13 years. I don't even know. It's been a long. I know it's been over 10 because I ran my daycare business for 10. Now I'm doing this. So I guess I'm like really at 12, almost 13 years. This whole coach thing is all new, but it is nice that it's out there and available to us. But I just think you just got to be careful. And I think the most important thing when we're dealing with the burnt out, because I want to make sure that you're understanding why I am going this route with this. But when we're dealing with the burnt outs, because you got to have people in your camp that cares for you and that they want the best for you guys. That's so important. And that they're not pulling from you, that they're not continuously pouring from you, right? I talk about that all the time. You got to have a team that backs you up. A team that backs you up is not going to pour from you. When they see that you are not at your best, they're going to say, go, please, go. We got this. Go. Take a break. Take 2 days off. Don't come back, right? That's a team That's the kind of people that you want in your camp. That's the kind of coach you want, the kind of staff you want, the people that's helping you pull this thing together. Y'all, this is, it's like putting on a big production every single day. And that's another thing I teach. It's like putting on a big production. And you think about when those curtains open, when your daycare business opens, you open that door up, whether it's in your home or your center. It's like those curtains opening up. And the only way that show is going to go off the way that it's supposed to is that you've got to have a team that backs you up, and you have to be taking care of yourself. You got to be, okay? So as I end this video, thank you so much for joining me, you all. I really hope this helps somebody. And if you are feeling burnt out, I want you to come back to this video as many times as you can. So what I love about doing these things is that once it's up there, it is up there, right? And you can come back to this thing and just kind of just help you get out of that funk that you're in, okay? So with that being said, you guys, I am going to end this video. What I am going to do is I'm going to always leave you guys with what I call my virtual goodie bag. And so inside of my virtual goodie bag today, I have the Getting Started Roadmap Guide. It's a 9-page guide. So anybody that's getting started, if you're new to Childcare Success Tools, you definitely want to go to that guide. We got a lot of stuff going on in September, you guys, just like behind the scenes. So I'm super excited about some things. And I know we're going to be updating some things. Also, the Childcare Business Automation checklist is also available to you. These are all free. You can download them. I'll walk you through these things. And so for anyone that was wondering what I was talking about childcare business automation, if you want to really dive into that, this checklist will help you do that. I will leave that link below. Also, for those of you that are getting started, we are working on a How to Get Started Academy, you guys. It's going to be coming this fall, okay? We hope to be able to have it launched by November-ish, kind of. So, or before that. But I'm so excited about this, you guys. And I will let you guys will meet my husband. I think that he's been on a, what was it? It was our vacation vlog that we did. So if you haven't seen that, you can go back and watch that and you'll get to meet him a little bit. But he's going to be leading the financial aspect of it, which I am so excited about because you guys will be in such good hands with him. And he is just excellent with finances. He has a background in finance. And he will set you right now about your money, okay? He's definitely helped me. He also helped me when I ran my childcare business. And so you guys will be meeting him. But we are gathering this thing together, and we just cannot wait for you guys because I know that y'all need help. And we want to help you and be able to help you with your childcare businesses, help you get them up and running properly, and then obviously help you inject that childcare business automation so you can have a life. And so you don't have to feel burnt out, okay? Because that's what childcare business automation does. You're not going to feel burnt out. It's going to run like a well-oiled machine. All right, so also the free private Facebook group community. So if you're not a part of that, it's a free community. There's over thousands of members in there. They're all at different stages, but it's a great place to come in and ask questions and, learn from each other and things of that nature. And I will be sure to leave the link to that below. So all 3 of those links will be left below. Once again, thank you so much for joining me. I really hope that this helped you. Please take care of yourself. Please, please, please. Because the only way that you're going to be able to properly take care of children, you got to take care of you guys. And that's what I'm here for. That is my passion, is to help you take care of yourself. Okay. And we do that by, helping you automate your childcare business processes and getting those things in line. And then when all that happens, you can take care of you. And in return, these kids get the best program that they can deserve. And they deserve that. Okay. And they deserve that from you too. And just remember that when you're not taking care of yourself, you're doing yourself, you're doing the community, you're doing the kids there a disservice. It's so important. Okay. So thank you so much for joining me, you guys. I hope to be back here next week. If the Lord's will, I will be back. I can't think of anything else. As always, I am sending you my prayers of encouragement and success your way. If you are dealing with burnt out, I'm praying for you. Okay. I am praying for you that you can get yourself out of this and that you can be emptied of this burnt out cycle, and that, that hopefully the things I have here at Childcare Success Tools and even the things in links and just everything I have, at childcaresuccesstools.com. It's all there for you guys to help you, and I'm here to help you in any way that I can. So enjoy the rest of your afternoon, and I will see you guys in the next one.